Daddy Longneck Gang, and shout out to Red Light Crew. Consists of Wayne, like Kanye, Red Milk, and the Squirrel. Keep it litty like a fucking titty. 2019.
Hey, you're one of 12 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
Is that a baby in the back of Daddy Longneck's? Is there a junior Daddy Longneck?
I hope there's a whole stable.
A little neck?
I've broken.
It keeps getting better.
It is better.
I've broken down that video, and that was the first time I've heard the baby. But I'm pretty sure he's in a hotel bed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like he's waking up and doing his hits that his publicist comes and gives him.
This is, I think, how they market Cameo to celebrities. It's like when you're in the car, when you're in bed, if you queue up 5 cameos and you pound those bastards out, you're making an extra however much a month.
There is so much going on in that thing.
There was a lot going on. His effort level to pronounce things correctly was exactly what you'd think a guy who's famed for a long neck would bring to the table.
Do you think for $50 he'd actually sit up and say the names right? Or
Wayne like Kanye?
What's up, Rad Milk?
Daddy Long. Squirr?
Squirr.
I think I came out ahead.
I think when he gets to you, it sounds like he's a Walkman, but the batteries are dying.
Yeah.
Squirr.
I'm fascinated by the babies now.
Oh, yeah.
What are babies doing in his hotel room? He doesn't have kids.
Oh, jeez.
No, like, is Daddy Longneck rolling with, like, a baby mama who's got her
Multiple.
own? Yeah. No way it's Longneck.
I feel like the girls that are rolling with him, like, can't get childcare.
Yeah.
And so they, like, have to bring him with them.
Mm-hmm. But how big of an entourage can Daddy Longneck really fund with 2 cameos a month?
I don't know, but the girl in the video is kind of cute. In the Did he like a titty video?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, that's...
And he looks just as awkward as you would expect for him to look.
Well, he's
with a
been through,
female
like,
in presence.
there's something I saw recently of him dancing. Like, he had a feeding tube at one point.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, Daddy Longneck's, like, mad sick, I'm guessing.
Oh, well, that just made me feel terrible.
No.
He's living his best life.
He's living his best life. He's
Yeah.
in a rap video. He's got chicks licking his neck. What more can a fella want?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know he was sick, though. That still kind of makes me feel... I just thought he was a kid with an abnormally long neck.
I don't think your neck can be that abnormally long without a few like collateral damage problems coming along with it. Like 2 toes or
He came out of the oven a little early, it seems like. You know what I'm saying?
Or wouldn't come at all and they had to pull.
Real Life Podcast, trade deadline day, you can tell.
Yeah.
Chalmers is here at Smigarowski. Bag Milk's here at Bag Milk.
I wish I was at Bag Milk.
Jay Downton. Oh, yeah. JSBM Bag Milk.
Mm-hmm. I've been trying. I was trying to get it for.
I know. I know
3,
you
4,
have.
5
I didn't
years
mean
now.
to. I didn't mean to do that. I apologize.
Bringing up salt in the wound.
I'm sorry. Jay Downton at the Squirrel.
The skirt.
And your third cousin, Wanye. It's trade deadline day, boys, or as I call it, not that disappointing because I've been watching the Oilers all year and I'm used to having my heartbroken day. For people who still get up at the crack of dawn like you do, Bag Milk, and live blog the full thing. Did you live blog today?
Oh, you know I did, buddy.
And how was that?
Oh, riveting.
Action packed.
Riveting.
Remember back in the day, like the first few years that TSN would like take the whole day and make it all trade deadline day? I felt so bad for them. They have all their little phones open and their laptops ready, and there just ain't nothing happening, boys.
No. And I find it amazing that they haven't changed the coverage at all.
Yeah.
Seeing how the trend is going, maybe even starting an hour later, 2 hours later.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or just do the last 4 hours of trade deadline day leading up to the actual deadline.
Yeah.
It's like the NCAA. Chalmers, I'm going to get into college sports here for you.
Oh, you're going to love this, Chalmers.
It's like the NCAA Final Four. Just watch the last 5 minutes, and that's where all the excitement
Pretty
is.
much.
Of
Or the
which
first.
sport?
Well,
All of
see,
them?
it's
No,
kind of
basketball. Final Four is the
basketball. You really want to just watch like the first 2 days, and then the final game.
The crazy upsets?
Well,
But every
yeah, 'cause
game, like you want to watch, when you're watching the game, you just want to watch the last 5 minutes.
of the
which is-
actual game.
Yeah, which is today, if you took, there was a ton of trades today. They just all happened from 12:55 our time and then got posted till about 2:55. So the hour window of just insanity in terms of what was coming down the pipe. But yeah, it was a quiet morning.
So I wasn't paying attention. I was interneting. You know how you do, Bag Milk.
Of course.
Eyes in the analytics and the data and everything. Relative to other trade deadline day. Busy day, not busy day,
I'd have to go to Bag Milk.
Seems pretty casual today.
casual
Pretty casual.
Monday.
Like I've been refreshing the trade tracker religiously, and I think the Wayne Simmons one was the one that just came under the crossbar at like 1 p.m. And so there, from that trade, there was one. They got announced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades. And that's from like right at the bell
Today,
right at the bell, like when it ended. And then those like 10 trades got announced.
so I know none of them. So hit me with them, and then I'll react. You know how you do, Chalmers.
Yeah,
Do you even care that it's trade deadline day?
You know what?
I mean,
you know what? Who gives a shit?
You're over on your phone
I
playing
feel like-
Fortnite or looking at people.
I'm
playing?
trying to find the trade tracker, but I think that when you tell me all the players that got traded, I'll probably know.
You'll know all of them. Well, except for some of like the minor league deals. But like Oilers didn't make any moves today.
That
Not
I
one.
knew.
So, that's another discussion that we can park. Do you want to go through all the trades?
Well, just hit me with any good ones.
Okay, well, Mark Stone was one of the big coveted
Yeah.
trade pieces, and Vegas got him.
Okay.
And they traded their first round pick from this past draft or the one before?
2017.
2017 draft, Oscar Lindbergh, who's a forward, and their 2020 second round pick, which they acquired from Dallas.
Okay.
Our boy, the Wayne train, Wayne Simmons.
Yeah, where'd he go?
He packed his bags, hopped onto the Wayne train to Nashville
Oh, wow.
in return for Ryan Hartman and a conditional 4th round pick. Becomes a third if Nashville wins a round in the playoffs.
How much contract is left on Wayne Simmons?
I think it's UFA after this.
Okay, so he's considered a rental then at that point?
Yeah, that'd be full on rental. Because I don't think Nashville can afford him. Del Zotto, who the Oilers played him on Saturday, has been shipped to the Blues in return for a 6th round pick. Boston Bruins acquired Marcus Johansson from the New Jersey Devils for a 2nd round and a 4th round pick in 19 and 2020, respectively. This is the one that's going to interest
Hit me.
Winnipeg Jets, who were very active at the end,
Very active.
acquired for a 7th round pick from the Minnesota Wild, Matt Hendricks.
What?
Yeah.
They're still bringing him in for leadership, and that's what a Matt Hendricks costs?
But this is the thing. He's played like 20 games this year. They've literally probably acquired him just to have him in the room.
In the room.
And that's it. Like that's the value of Matt Hendricks. That's the guy we just let slip away. Winnipeg had him for a year.
Yeah.
Loved him.
Yeah.
Let him sign back in his hometown. Went and got him at the trade deadline because they want to make a run.
There was rumors too that the Oilers were looking at bringing back Hendricks as recently as 2 weeks ago. Saw that just after the deadline passed.
Oh, man. Like, you keep a guy like Hendricks around here for the last 2 years, and he retires, and you bring him into the organization. If someone's in that much demand and you happen to stroke of luck brings him into town at the end of his career, what did the Oilers think they were doing that was so important that he couldn't be a part of it?
Yeah. It just really, to me, just like compounds the mistake of letting him go. Like
for sure.
Like this
The
just
Jets are
tells you
bringing
how
him back.
valuable
Yes.
he is.
It's like Strudwick getting signed to sit around the dressing room during the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Strudwick, who also lives in town and has no formal capacity job with the Oilers.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Yeah, I knew that one would get you.
That is a stinger.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to save it for on air.
Yeah, no, it's good.
That was a real pure.
That's
Normally,
real.
this whole podcast, believe it or not, is rehearsed.
Fake. Yeah, we to the minute.
That was a raw, real reaction. No, go back up the trade list. Pittsburgh acquired lumbering defenseman Eric Goodbranson from Vancouver for Tanner Pearson. So Pearson was traded from LA earlier, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's been a suitcase this year. Jets again acquire Nathan Beaulieu. Did I pronounce that right? Bag?
Beaulieu. Yep.
Beaulieu, thank you. From Buffalo Sabres for 6th round. Jets again acquired, I need your help here again, Bogdan Kiselevich.
You're on your own on that one.
Kiselevich? Chalmers? At Smigorowski?
Who?
Bogdan Kiselevich?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Thank you. That's right. Thank you.
Exactly how I say it.
From,
Yeah, you hit that on the head.
from Florida. And Vancouver acquired Linus Carlson.
Carlson, yep.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you
Yeah.
for your Scandinavian knowledge.
You're welcome.
From San Jose for Jonathan Dolan. And then again, the Jets traded Nick Patan to the Leafs for Par Lindholm. So there you have it. That's the last.
That one is the one that shocked me the most.
Yeah. So, and then the other and then we talked about Mark Stone. Yeah. So those are the big pieces from today. Oh, I guess another one's like that Granlund for Fiala trade, eh, Bagman? That's a pretty
And
big deal.
Kevin Hayes as well got traded this morning.
So just hold on. Didn't Zuccarello get traded?
He got traded. Yes, that was a couple of days ago.
Oh, because that's all I've seen.
He got traded.
About that
He
was
went to
Henrik.
Dallas.
First game,
Lundqvist.
Dallas scored,
Yeah, I like
assist, and think he broke his arm.
Yeah, he's out for the rest of the year.
Goal, assist,
my
out for
God.
the rest of the year. No playoffs?
Well, I just guessed. Broken arm, maybe. They're going to have to make
broken
some
arm.
stuff
Yeah,
happen.
There's a bunch of other
not coming
trades
back.
that we didn't discuss before the.
So you were just talking about the ones today.
Well, yeah, and then Kevin Hayes. So the Jets made one.
Kevin Hayes was
Pause.
cute, cool. I saw him on, I think it was Instagram or Twitter, where he posted a picture of him as a kid with a Jets jersey on,
Yeah.
saying
best
best jerseys in the league. Yeah.
Oh wow, 5 trades the Jets made today. This is like
Are they legit?
this is like
Yeah.
this is like Kevin Lowe Oilers circa 06.
Yeah, but nobody got Mike Pekka.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that wasn't a deadline deal anyways.
My favorite part of that rundown was Chalmers putting his head on the mic as though he were sleeping. Comes on a hockey podcast on trade deadline day and is surprised to hear trade deadline day talk on a hockey podcast on trade deadline.
His eyes lit up when I brought up Final Four. though.
I usually do my research while I'm sitting here, but the data is so bad in this building right now, I can't even bring up the tracker. So you know what? I'll just take your guys' word for it.
Built in 1903, man. They didn't even have electricity, let alone Wi-Fi.
That's why the walls should be so thin that the stuff should just be bouncing around in
thick.
here.
JB Little had bricks for days when he built this.
It's not actual all brick.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, never mind.
Everything's brick, man. There's an outer wall of the house separating the office from the inside with the router.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
Well, you're
Well,
learning a lot.
Yeah. That's why the Wi-Fi doesn't go anywhere in
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Anyway, so yeah, no, I'm into it. But when the others don't do much, I kind of just.
I know.
I like the reactions to the trades, though. I like the Kevin Hayes Twitter thing. I like seeing Henrik's Lundqvist.
Cry, you liked seeing a
I just
grown
like the
man
raw
cry?
emotion. No, I felt
I've
bad
never
for
seen
him.
an athlete cry being asked about a teammate being traded.
Yeah, me neither. That's what struck me about
And
it.
Lundqvist is all class.
Yeah,
And ass.
yeah, and he,
Go.
yeah. God, when the way he was looking at the guy too, I thought he was going to go the opposite way with it.
And tell him
Like,
off.
what are you asking me about this? Like,
Yeah.
and then it was just actually him getting choked up, and it was, oh, I liked it. It showed nice. It was just they played together for 10 years, good buddies.
I heard that Milan Lucic cried when they traded Brandon Manning.
Yeah, he was pretty upset.
He was crying.
Really,
Yeah, Rashad got it on camera.
it's nice to get some emotion out of the big guy. Eh?
Oh, yeah. He's crying his eyes out.
Speaking of Milan Lucic, though, can I talk about something?
Yeah,
No.
fire away, man. Please provide some value. Go on.
They had an autograph signing last week.
Yeah.
Did you see that the account did Lucic score on Instagram, printed off their whole page, and had him sign it?
And he did it?
He did it.
It's a good sport.
He's a good sport, but I'm asking you, the listeners, not to do that.
Oh,
Don't-
yeah. That's so rude.
Don't be an asshole.
Didn't someone print off a tweet about some Chiarelli or fucking Coach Todd getting fired and sign it? Trade was 1 for 1.
The trade is 1 for 1, and
She has signed the tweet.
Taylor Hall signed it.
Taylor Hall signed it.
Uh-huh.
Remember Taylor Hall?
I do.
Yeah.
I saw that actually, that he signed that piece of paper. So the guy that got that signed, the Milan Lucic thing.
Yeah, so the guy
He also got Connor McDavid sick too at the same event.
where I'm going to assume
Oh, is that the guy that was on film when he like shake hands and then Connor goes under the table for some Purell?
He was doing that with everyone.
Everyone.
God, how much Purell do you think he went through then?
Gallons.
Oh, drums.
There's
Really?
people camped out at like 2:30 in the morning to get first in line for that.
They were planning on either having a Purell wrestling tournament or letting Connor use it all either
So,
way.
okay, what I'm trying to get at is like, was he using the Purell to stop himself from getting sick or stop other people from getting his cold?
No. Getting germs to him.
Because he's shaking.
But he did
he's
get
shaking
sick. So
everyone's
what's
hand.
the deal? It
Yeah,
didn't
well,
work.
That's it's a bad
Them
look
shits
for
didn't
Purell
work,
right
man.
now.
That is a bad look
It's a
for
bad
Purell.
look for Purell. So
Him and Nike having a tough week.
you know, I'm surprised we actually didn't. Well, I guess we didn't know the brand of the hand sanitizer because I'm sure.
Oh, it's
Oilers
Purell.
Oilers Twitter.
You think
would have
Connor
went all
uses
over
anything
him.
but Purell?
Come on.
Only the best.
Would you use a substandard hand sanitizer if you were Connor McDavid?
Well, that's maybe the issue. The big machine around Connor might have got him done a deal with a lesser hand sanitizer company.
Connor is
and
plugged
it's
in
now
directly to the
explosive.
Rexall pharmacy supply chain.
So
Nothing but the best.
Ugh.
on Saturday, I was driving my son to hockey practice and I was turning from 149th Street onto 99th Ave to go to Crestwood Arena.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't realize that.
Great
99th
intersection.
Yeah. 99th Ave was coming.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's really icy, and I'll tell you
Oh,
why.
shit.
So I didn't realize 99th was coming up so quick. And so there was nobody behind me. That was good. I threw on my right flasher and I started to turn a little bit late. And I started to slide. And I looked up and there was a black Range Rover that I was sliding towards.
No. It isn't who I think it is.
It was exactly who you thought it was. It's Connor McDavid.
You almost got into a fender bendy.
He's staring me right in the eyes, and I'm looking right at him, and I'm sliding towards my F-150 towards him. And like, probably came about like 3-4 feet from as I finally made the turn, and all I was doing was just staring at him, and I'm like, Logan, that's Connor McDavid. That's Connor McDavid. And he's like, looking, he can't see him. You can't. But he looks. He looked sick and rough, like scraggly, just down. You know what I mean? So that was the day that he was sick. That was the day that he did.
Fuck.
I think it was
Imagine
Saturday.
you
Was the game?
clipped Connor.
So like I shouldn't have been braking so hard. Would have kind of been nice.
You got to make every turn as though Connor McDavid's life depends on it.
I did not notice, but yeah. So I was like, so I got into practice and told all the kids that I almost ran into Connor McDavid, and they all were pretty
Booing.
excited about
It's a
that.
good way to get his signature.
For sure.
Yeah, and all I would do is maybe owe him a rim. I'd probably hit his tire.
Sure.
Oh, it'd be
Yeah.
39 grand,
Yeah,
something like that.
that's what insurance is for. To get autographs, to be a $39,000 autograph.
Yeah.
I was at a light last year. Yeah, right in the River Valley, like when you're going up towards the legislature building. I don't know what that road is. What is that? You're about to go underneath the tunnel and like that new building, the Symphonies on your
Yeah,
right
I
hand
think
side.
I think you can call it 98th Ave.
98th Ave.
Mm-hmm.
Going to work, you know how you do, listen to Nicki Minaj or some other banger, and just looked over at the lights. The guy beside me was looking over at me, and it was Connor. And I looked at him and knew who he was, and he looked at me and knew who he was. And I didn't know what to do, so I just gave him the touchdown,
Yeah.
and then he drove up.
God, I didn't think of anything cool like that. I just wanted my son
Oh,
to see
wasn't
it.
cool. I was
I mean, it's
York
a lot,
City.
It's pretty good.
Well, if you were coming flying at Connor, he probably had to slow your truck down with his mind,
That's the thing.
and
It
that's
was
what made him
really
sick.
icy, so it wasn't flying. It felt like it was in slow motion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do I know what slow motion means?
No. Do you know
Oh.
what have you ever had that feeling where you're sliding and it feels like it's in slow motion?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And yeah. So that's kind of, that was weird. It was fun though.
Oh,
Nice
yeah.
to
Good.
see. Nice to see the man in
Good Connor
right
sighting.
there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Driving range, too. You got
If I would have hit him, do you think he'd have been like, I can't pull over. I don't pull over for these kind of things, or he'd have to, right?
No, he would have to. He'd be scared of you suing him.
I hit him though.
That's not how it works in the courts.
I mean,
You were blinded by his.
by his
Brilliant.
greatness.
I'm surprised that Connor drives.
Oh yeah, and this was noon on a Saturday. Yeah.
Connor's just an ordinary guy, man.
He's
just gonna get some-
He play
he's gonna get
hockey
some Subway,
extremely
man.
well.
I know, but if you're looking at career earnings of $400 million ahead of you,
I'm actually surprised he drives a Range Rover as opposed to like
pickup.
a 98 Civic or something. Do you know what I mean?
Something on a sim.
Just something understated that he just rolls around and he's just like, yeah.
You know,
it's my car.
windows surprisingly untinted too.
Respect.
Very untinted.
Respect.
But if I was him, like,
He's like in
you
the
have to drive an
Pulmobile, he's in the
SUV.
glass case.
This is what we should have for him. We should have like we should get a beast off Trump and bring the beast up here. There's something Milan Lucic can do for his $7 million.
Absolutely.
You got to open the door, Milan.
So yeah. Wait, back to the guy getting that thing signed by Milan Lucic. Like, if you heard the story, and I don't like it either. I think that's pretty rude. But you go to this guy's house, and let's say he's got a funny piece of memorabilia like that, and it's signed by a player, and he's like, "Yeah, the guy had a good sense of humor about it." Do you think it's cool, or do you revert back immediately to, I don't know, that's kind of a dickhead move.
Who are you in this? Are you the guy who got it signed, or are you?
So no, you're a
us?
guy that goes into his basement, and this guy's showing you this big piece of paper that he will Milan Lucic score and got it signed.
If that's one of my buddies, I tell him, dude, that's
Yeah?
pretty fucking lame.
Yeah,
No offense. Like, good for Milan and having a sense of humor and signing it and, whatever.
Didn't he get his underwear in a twist though when he signed the 16-bit hero version of himself?
No, I think he loved it.
No,
actually.
at the time he loved it.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
good. I thought I was told he didn't like it.
No, at the time he loved it.
what's there not to like about that one? That one's cool.
Yeah, you were
The
thinking
t-shirt,
about something
right?
else afterward. I know what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But no,
You know what I'm thinking about, and I don't know what I'm thinking about?
Yeah.
Sounds to me like I'm not thinking about nothing, Chalmers.
I just don't think
I
that
think we're all not going to get to know what you're thinking about, though.
I think
Are
it's
we not?
I just don't think that you should be having Milan Lucic sign something that specifically makes fun of him.
I agree.
Yeah, no, I agree too. But
If I was Milan Lucic, I wouldn't.
I'll bet
sign
you
it.
this guy's got a lot of friends that come into his basement and go, "Oh, that's hilarious! I can't believe you did that. That's so cool."
Oh yeah.
High five.
No, there's a sect of people like that.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. Jared, thoughts? Nodding. Real life podcast. Back after this.
Have you got holes to dig, earth to pack, and roads to build? Then you need to call Japa Machinery Group. Does your equipment need a service? You can't fix stupid, but here at Japa Machinery Group, we can fix everything else. With a full range of parts to keep your equipment running smoothly. Japa Machinery Group is a family-operated and Alberta-grown business. here to help build a bigger and better Western Canada. Give us a call or visit us at japamachinery.com. Japa Machinery Group. Join the family.
I like with the dynamic when you're here, Chalmers, because the breaks are like tension filled. And you're like, listen, I want to talk about NCAA badminton. And if I don't get to talk about
I have 4 things on
Clarence
this list, and if I don't get to
Jopinski.
talk about them, it's going to be
fucking
hell
oil
to pay.
kings, oil kings,
No.
oil kings. Chalmers tried to mansplain to me how to talk into a microphone.
It's not Oil Kings today. It's other stuff that's equally as
Oil kingy?
no.
Okay,
It's
I'm
equally as
glad.
good that you need to know.
It's on nice graph paper.
Yeah.
It's very precise.
you show up
Very
whenever the
precise.
hell you want.
Yeah,
You
dude.
got a old construction thingy with all sorts of notes, none of them hockey related. I see the words Ja Rule, which
You
I
do.
do want to talk about.
We'll
get to that.
Fire Festival 2 happened, eh?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
pretty much. It was fucking
Wasn't the
awesome.
audio? So, if anybody's not knowing or caring what Ja Rule is, there's video of Ja Rule in Minnesota,
Nope.
Nope,
It's in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Okay,
Yeah.
is it at a basketball game?
So it's at a basketball game. So it's
Okay.
90s night at the Milwaukee's Bucks basketball game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And he comes out to perform the halftime show.
Yeah.
And he comes out and immediately he starts just talking to the audience, the crowd, just trying to get him pumped up, and makes a stupid joke like, they asked for a 90s rapper, but I'm a 2000 rapper. And
Yeah.
it makes no sense. Then he goes, oh, my album came out in 99, so I guess that counts. Anyways.
And
Then,
he's saying all this,
and he's
right?
saying all this,
Yeah.
and he's just kind of walking around.
Yeah.
And so
He's
then
got a Bucks jersey on,
he's got a Bucks jersey
playing
on.
to the crowd.
Yeah.
He is, and he congratulated them on being first in the East. You know, they're kind of giving him the light,
Doing
the
all
time
the
of
right
day.
things.
But then he goes into, real pump up with an "Are you ready?" And it's just like crickets. It's like nobody says anything, and he just stands there, super awkward, and then does it again. Milwaukee, are you ready? And it's just nothing again. And then finally goes, I guess not. And then he walks back to the DJ, and what was happening? There's a lot going on, but the DJ was not prepared to start his music. That was when the music was supposed to start.
Right.
He wasn't looking for the crowd to pump him up. They kind of did. There's some Instagram posts out there which are kind of fake news. It seems like it was way quieter than it was.
Yeah, I think
If
I feel like they
yeah,
turned the
no.
volume down on it.
So they did. If you watch the real halftime show, like on YouTube, it's the crowd's there. The crowd's with them as much as the halftime crowd.
You hear
would be
some
with them.
boos.
You do hear some boos.
Sure.
But it was just so awkward because of who it was and the fact that his music didn't start and he just had to stand there with a close up. So
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they couldn't get the music
But they
back
did
online.
turn the noise down, and because I'm listening to the thing, and I'm like, this can't. Now that I've been tricked by the internet 14 million times, Chalmers, I'm
Yes.
like, I run like a little CIA investigation, and I'm like, does this seem logical? Just a room with that many people in it. If you're like, who here likes Hellman's mayonnaise? I feel like people would be like,
Oh,
damn.
fuck, I'd be
So-
all in on
No,
that.
you know you love Hellman's.
in the things that I saw on the internet, you were to believe that you could hear a pin drop in there.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like just the chatter alone from people talking in the arena would be like
Like it
possible
was, yeah,
with
like
white
there
noise.
was
impossible.
some noise.
So-
It was like but it was like loose cheering. Like it was, and you could hear some boos. Like
Yeah.
because I saw it on TSN, so they're on Jay and Dan. So I'm pretty sure they were showing the real deal because it was from that night.
Yeah.
So he's getting lit up for that, and then so they couldn't get the music to play. That was the issue. That's why he kept trying to. That was the cue for the music to come in when he was going to the crowd.
Is Ja Rule's DJ the Ja Rule of DJs?
Yes, I think so. So the music wasn't able to get start until 3 minutes until like the next quarter was supposed to start. So he just So I don't know. That's all I know. I don't know what happened after that.
So then he went on. So the Minnesota Timberwolves then put out a tweet
Yeah.
that goes, that says, quote, like, we too were hustled, scammed, bamboozled, hoodwinked, and led astray.
That's like what he said about the fire.
Exactly what he
festival.
said about his fire festival. So then he tweeted them back. You just jinxed yourself talking to the god this way. You're cursed now. You won't win a championship for the next 30 years. The cat is leaving. Apologize and I'll lift the curse. Kiss of death.
Whoa.
So he thinks he's God for one thing. That's fucking
Yeah, that's
outlandish.
impressive.
I love this though, because to understand this, you need to know like 6 or 7
Everything.
different things, right? You need to know that the Fire Festival documentary just came out and that Ja Rule looks like a tit. You need to know that 50 Cent has bought out the first 2 rows of a Ja Rule concert, make them empty just to screw with Ja Rule.
Yeah.
You need to know that the Timberwolves are first in the East. This is a great story.
Well, so that the Bucks are first in the East, but the Timber.
Bucks, sorry,
yeah.
gives
So
a
that's the thing. It's the away crowd, like the away team that says that that sends the tweet to him, And then he curses the away team, the
Oh,
Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves
Yeah.
were
So he-
involved.
so
Okay. yeah.
getting me wear a Bucks jersey. I don't know. I just think it was all hilarious. I just think that he needs to just like maybe take a step back and not be in public right now because it's not going to go good no matter what happens.
I hope he doesn't go away. I like it.
Yeah, you love that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I'm just giving him a word of advice. I also love it. It gave me something to sit and, research for 10 minutes.
Everything in this day and age, though, like just ties back to revenue, and there is no bad PR. Do you see Khloe Kardashian with the Bachelorette? This thing, you see this online?
No.
So the producer of the Bachelorette goes, "We're in talks with Khloe Kardashian to be the next Bachelorette." Khloe comes out and claps back and is like, "No, we're not." And then someone else is like, "You're a liar." And the guy's like, "Am I a liar?" Everybody's signed to a non-disclosure agreement. So even if she wanted to talk about it, she couldn't. And then she tweets back, she put a group text to her mom and her sister, like, "Are you guys negotiating with the Bachelorette for me?" And then the mom supposedly is like, "Ew, gross, no." And then she put that out. And then everyone's talking. Like,
Yeah.
Khloe Kardashian's done more for the Bachelorette.
Yeah, that was a planned,
The entire thing
planned
worked out,
attack. Yeah.
right? Ja Rule, when the Fire Festival documentary came out, his streaming spiked like crazy. People were like, "Ha, Ja Rule. Hey, remember that song he had?" Like, there's nothing bad. There's no such thing as bad PR anymore. But I could see, honest to God, 50 Cent taking that video, turning down the applause and putting it out there, knowing people are just all over Ja Rule.
Totally. It was pretty good.
Like 50 Cent is
It was a masterful
nefarious
troll
fellow.
job on him.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that's why I had Ja Rule written down.
Well, in the name of
Cross
what we
that
call
one off.
pop culture and gossip.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly,
that's the
all
topic?
of my stuff is pop culture.
Oh yeah,
and
no, that's
gossip
fine.
because
I've got
hockey
something
sucks
on my
right now.
list.
Okay,
It's going
cool.
to trend well with the millennials.
Well, this is something that's going to shock the room,
What?
except for one person. Wanye's got a girlfriend, and I've never seen a guy so smitten before in my life in front of a lady in public that
They're doing this?
he's all in. And I'm gonna let Wanye tell everyone about this, but I saw where the love first kind of happened. I guess the sparks flew. We were at an Oiler game.
Of course.
The Islanders were in town.
Go on.
Wanye still the ghosts in his head are still cheering for Jordan Eberle. And we had the gracious hosts of ATB let us come join us in their box. And Wanye, do you want to tell everyone who you're now dating and possibly engaged to?
It's getting serious.
Chalmers,
boy.
I haven't hit it off with a gal like this since
It was fireworks.
Cowboys circa 2000. So Jay's like, "Hey, you want to come to ATB? You want to go to the game? Or you want to go to the game with ATB?" I said, "Yeah, okay, that sounds cool,
In a box.
Well,
Nice.
you know how
Oh,
he
yeah.
rolls.
Living.
Yeah, I'm in Ford Hall. I'm the only guy in the Molson Center or whatever the beer garden's called. Jay's in the boxes. And so, "You want to come hang?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." And I walk in, and the guy from ATB is like, "Hey, how you doing?" "Good." And he knows I love Jordan Eberle and goes, "So have you gotten over Jordan Eberle yet?" And I'm like, "Well, you do your best. I mean, there's always a new 20-year-old in town named Connor McDavid you can look at. Ha, ha, ha." He's like, "That's his mom." And like pointed at this really nice lady who's standing there. And like my jaw hit the floor because if I'd known that Jordan Eberle's mom would have been in the box, I wouldn't even have come downtown for fear of having to talk to her.
He's so scared around the ladies.
Not a lady, just Jordan Eberle's mom. It's like meeting Bieber's mom, Patty Millette. I'd rather meet her.
Oh.
Mrs. Eberle talked to me like I was her friend for 2 hours, Jay.
Oh, yeah, you guys were tied at the hip for
What
the
were you
whole
guys
game.
talking about?
Everything under the sun. And I started shotgunning beers basically in front of her and told her I was ultra nervous to be talking to her. She's such a nice lady.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh dear, that's all right." And just like the nicest, most Regina, most down to earth lady.
So I was going to say, so
ever.
she's from Regina.
Yeah.
And she just came into Edmonton
They
to
live
watch
down
the
in
game.
Calgary. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's working. She's doing work on her phone at the game. Like she's not like, she's there, I think, with her sister, Jordan's auntie and his cousin. The Eberle gals are out in the town. ATB still loves them, obviously.
So for all you know, this box had nobody else in it but just the two of you lovebirds.
ATB. Oh,
No,
for that. Oh, yeah. I talked through the entire game. I'm like,
Really?
"Can I get you a pizza, Mrs. Eberle? Can I get you some wine,
Oh,
Mrs.
yeah.
Eberle? Can I get you anything?" Like a butler, right?
Yeah.
It was very interesting. I mean, like it's interesting. I didn't spend a lot of time playing hockey, right? So I don't know a lot of hockey parents. But one would have to imagine that Mrs. Eberle has seen it all. She's got 4 kids. They all played sports. Jordan obviously went the furthest. And she's been around a lot of teams. She's been around a lot of rooms. And we just like had a conversation about the Oilers. and the Oilers organization and like what it was like from her perspective as Jordan Eberle's mom to play for the team. And are they nice? Are they hard to deal with? How do they treat players? What did she see that's good, bad? What was it like having all those different coaches? And just like getting the Cole's notes of his time as an Oiler from his mom's perspective was like a very, very interesting conversation.
Question.
Really?
Jordan Eberle needs a new contract coming this summer. Did you ask his mom to bring Jordan home?
Yeah, that was like the second.
Heavy tampering was going down.
Excellent.
I did beg milk.
Excellent.
As I kept shot, like I must have had 7 beers. Like, I'm just going to go get a napkin, get more beers. Like, I want to go get a glass of water. Do you need one, Mrs. Everly? More beer. But I was like, you know what I'm going to do? Pitch this lady on bringing Jordan home. And then talk to her about it.
What was her reaction to it?
Well, they love Edmonton. The whole family does. The whole family, like she couldn't stop saying enough stuff about how Jordan loved being in Edmonton, loved being an Oiler, loves it in Long Island, but loved being an Oiler. His dream as a child growing up was to be an Oiler. I think he's going to retire in Calgary. Right? It's funny. She was like, says him about when Jordan's done playing, and I was like, oh, God willing, that never happened. She's like, oh, yes, thank you very much. Like, I hope he never retires. I hope. And I was like telling her, like, what a.
Did you tell her your history with him?
No, that's a bit embarrassing. Like,
Well, I
the
know
gist of it.
Not all the little things.
Well, the
like-
ATB guide
yeah.
said, like, if there's 10,000 Jordan Eberle fans that are hardcore, this guy's number one.
Mhm.
She was like, oh, that's nice.
Cool.
But it was interesting to hear, like, her perspective on other players that had come through town. It was interesting. We talked about Taylor Hall. We talked about being in the World Juniors. We talked about, you know, how the organization differs from playing in Long Island, right? When Jordan got traded there, Trotz had just come in. And so she saw, like, she's really, like, high on Trotz, thinks he's, like, a really, really good coach. Really high on Lamoriello, thinks he's a really good GM.
Mhm.
And just the little compare and contrasting the organization's approach to their players.
So what was like the most shocking revelation of the 2 hours?
Well, I told her like 50 times, like, don't worry, Mrs. Everly. I'll tell people that we talked, but I'll never tell anybody what we talked about. She's
So
like,
there's a little verbal non-disclosure.
yeah.
Okay.
She was just so nice. But I think what I got out of her was that players need to have a feeling that they're playing for something larger than themselves and that they're playing for a team and that the team atmosphere where everybody's on the same page from the trainer to the owner to the coach to the attendant, it's a very difficult thing to put together. And great teams do, and like good, okay teams sort of do, and bad teams don't. And, you know, she had nothing but praise for Edmonton, nothing but praise for the organization. I mean, she's sitting in the stadium with Jordan's corporate sponsors from 2 years ago still.
Right.
Like, the other thing that came out of it, which was just awesome, was like, the Eberles are just the salt of the earth people. Like, Mrs. Eberle could not have been nicer to
Oh,
me
they're from
if I was
Saskatchewan, right?
actually
Jan?
her own kid. Yeah.
That's very cool.
The Regina. Yeah. So I'm surprised. Yeah.
It was amazing. It was probably one of my top 5 nights as an Oilers fan ever. Was sitting at the ATV box just shooting the shit.
If you 5 years ago, if I told you that you would be in the future sitting and watching a hockey game with Jordan Eberle's mom, you probably wouldn't believe
Of course
it.
not. Never. Why? I'm not no. Never. And then the next day, Jordan Eberle DM'd me
On Instagram or Twitter?
Twitter.
On Twitter.
and said, thank you for the support. And then we chopped it up.
How did that make you feel?
Pretty fucking good.
Mrs. Everly sounds like she could be a guest on this show.
If there's any lessons I've learned in my life to date, is that if you can butter up the mom, you get a long way with the children.
So did he remember you? Because you had
I've interviewed
interaction
him.
with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was a thing where he held a sign that said, hi, Wanye.
I never once tweeted at him.
No.
And we talked about this when we came on the show. I was like, just for the record, I made a point of never tweeting at you. So if I tweeted something and someone tagged you, and he was just like, oh, really? I don't care. And I'm like, oh, well, whatever. I don't either. Nobody cares about anything, Jordan.
Nobody can.
No, nobody.
We're all too cool to care, man.
Whatever. It's awesome. We're all Jordan Eberle here. Oh, just you are?
So you're Jordan Eberle's dad.
I'm-
You're on the father's trip next year.
I can only imagine the type of man that it would take to catch the heart of Mrs. Eberle and then produce Jordan Eberle. Jordan Eberle's dad must be a tycoon.
Yeah, she was a very sweet lady.
She really was, though.
But yeah, I had to bring that up because you can tell by the deep dive that Wanye just went on that it was chemistry.
Yeah, you've had a lot of in-game experiences, and that to be the best one. That's pretty cool.
Oh, man, that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I couldn't have been happier if I met
Oh yeah.
Connor's mom, probably.
So who's next on the list for mums? Would it be Connor's?
Connor's mom, yeah.
And
But
Mrs. Everly said that Connor's mom is a gem as
the
well.
nicest lady. Yeah,
Yeah.
she had nothing but praise.
Yeah, like
for-
great parents Connor has.
But that's what was really funny about talking to her was that like she's seeing the game from Jordan's mom's perspective.
Yeah.
So like Connor McDavid comes up. She's like, "Oh yes, Connor, very good parents. Like I'm good friends with them." Like immediately launches into like you got the player and you got the parents, and it makes me wonder. Like yes, they do the mom's trip now, and they do the dad's trip now, which I think is fantastic. But I think like players are divided into like 3 groups. You've got like really young, insane men who will go 18 to 25 who are rich as shit, living their best lives. Then you've got like young family men who are under 35 and have a wife and have like young kids. Then all of a sudden their life does a 180. They can't go out anymore. And then you've got like old, weird bachelors like who the hell, Scotty Upshaws of the world who are like, I'm 36.
He's
yet
not that old.
mysteriously, I have no wife and children because I'm a player.
What about the Patty Marlowe's though with the kid, and then they bring in a rookie so they can like relive that?
So you got to figure out a way.
Yeah, that's team chemistry.
That's one of the coolest dynamics going
Yeah,
is
big time.
Marner and Matthews.
There's more of
with
those in the
Marlowe.
NHL, and I think they just probably don't Instagram.
Yeah,
or tweet
Twin
everything.
Toronto's is under the
One
eyes
thing
of
that
everyone.
One thing Mrs. Everly said that I don't think I'm throwing her under the bus by saying it, that I thought was really interesting was she said, it blows my mind how you're in junior and you have a billet, then you get drafted and you get all your contract and everything, and then suddenly you don't need a billet anymore.
Yep. We were talking about this upstairs with
Isn't
a guy
that
like Jesse
interesting?
Pugliarvi, who's
Could
admittedly
really use a billet.
20 years old. Like, why don't the Oilers have him living with Sam Gagner for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Or next year? Do you know what I mean? Like a guy who's been there, done that. He was a high pick. He's gone to the AHL. He's done the whole thing. He's moved around the league and he's back and now everybody loves him.
If I'm the
Everybody
Oilers,
does
I'm-
love him right now.
Oh, love him. If I'm the Oilers, I go to a guy like Jason Stredwick and I keep him on a billet retainer
Yeah.
for him and his lovely wife. And
Yeah.
they got more money than got that ex-NHL player money when you didn't blow it, Bag Milk. You know that shit's substantial. But I would go to people like that. And I would also go to people who are Oil Kings billets, or I would also hire Mrs. Eberly and Mr. Eberly, although I think they do very well, to come to Edmonton and be a professional billet for young Oilers.
The Stredwick's family environment dynamic seems a lot like the Patrick Marleau one, like just
Unbelievable.
a really great family to bring in Jesse Pugliarvi into it. That would probably help him.
I think it would.
Yeah, the Pugliarvi situation is just, it's weird now.
Got an interesting note on him, by the way, for today.
Fire away.
Larry Brooks from New York, the beat guy there for the Rangers, tweeted out that teams were made aware that if they wanted Jesse Pugliarvi, they would also have to take on Milan Lucic.
Oh.
I think that would be a good, if you could take on, but full rip Milan Lucic.
Full rip Milan Lucic. So that's a
Who's Larry Brooks? What? He's just a columnist. in New
Brooksy.
York?
Brooksy. He's that legendary
Post.
columnist in for the New York Post.
Well, isn't that nice of him to share some of our ongoings?
I just thought it was interesting. It's if the Oilers want to get rid of that contract, they're going to have to be creative. And adding in a guy like, if you want Pugliarvi, you got to take Milan as well.
I think there's only one move left with Lucic if he has a bad year next year, Chalmers.
What?
You got to do the fucking El Chapo protocol where you go to Milan Lucic and say, listen here, we're going to make you disappear with $30 million left in your contract, but I'm going to hit you with a $20 million cash bonus. What do you think about that? What do you mean? I'm going to give you $20 million, but you got to make this shit go away and you can have it all in one check. And then you pay him to get maxillofacial surgery, his fingerprints and blood replaced. How can you have a contact with a man who no longer exists?
I think that's
That's how
absolutely
El
what they
Chapo
should
got
do.
away with. He's not in jail right now. I guarantee it. I guarantee you,
I love
the
your
real El
conspiracy
Chapo
theories
is
with
a
El Chapo.
Chinese lady living in Malaysia with a big giant mansion.
Just free.
And this is a guy who looked like El Chapo who got sent to jail for El Chapo.
Where do you think he'd go? What do you think he'd look like?
El Chapo? Honest to God.
No, Lucic.
Oh, Lucic?
Yeah.
World's your oyster at that point.
Yeah, man.
I think we're being nice. Like, we're not even trying to imprison him. We're saying you can make yourself look better. Get yourself Chris Evans if you want. The old Chris Evans face and muscles. You want the Chris Evans? If you could look like any celebrity, Bag Milk, who would you want to look like?
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, Jason Momoa would be good.
Oh, he doesn't have a TV
super
in his house.
muscly.
You always like to wear toques.
Yeah,
So does he.
big
He seems
toque
like
guy.
a toque guy. Yeah.
I'm a toque guy. I don't know, Wanye.
How about a
that's good question.
scrunchie around your? Did you guys see him at the Oscars last night?
No, I didn't
He
watch
was
it.
wearing a pink velvet suit.
You got the
with a
Oscars written
scratchy-
down over there
scrunchy.
too?
Oh yeah, what was
No, I've got
it was
small.
the Grammys you really wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah, well, hey, we keep doing this on the Monday after big award season, buddies. We got to talk
True,
about this
that's
stuff.
true.
No, I didn't actually have Jason Momoa, but it was an interesting suit.
Jay, if you could look like any celebrity with surgery, so you're still you. You don't become them, but you get surgery to look like a celebrity.
Oh,
Steve Harvey.
Pick a guy who ages
I
well.
do love Family Feud.
Like you could pick a Clooney. You know he's going to look good until you can pick a Daniel
geez.
Craig.
Well, I do love James Bond. I do love Daniel Craig, and he is jacked.
He's jacked.
No, I you know what? That's why, because it's an unknown. I'd want to look like who the next James Bond's going to be.
Idris Elba.
Well, maybe. He's in the running. There's I looked on my little betting app, and there's odds on like
Who else is
4
in between?
different actors.
Idris Elba and who
there's
else?
There's tons.
Well, who's
Tom
the favorite? Him?
Hiddleston.
You mentioned betting now.
Hiddleston.
Chalmers is in.
I am in.
Yeah, okay, we'll do. Okay, and there's also the Game of Thrones bet. Who's gonna sit on the throne by the end of
Brands
the
of
season?
4-1.
I know, that's crazy.
I got a
Unbelievable.
theory about that, and I didn't write it down. We
I
should.
feel like Chalmers listening to a draft run.
I was.
There's
Was
like
I
so
talking to
much
you at
going
the
on
game?
right now.
Yeah,
We
you and I
were.
were talking at our hockey game about that. Yeah.
yeah, my quick 4-second theory on Game of Thrones.
I've never
Spoiler?
watched a second.
Oh,
No,
my
me
God.
neither.
You neither?
No.
Whatever then. We
Seems
won't
like
talk
there's a
about
lot of characters to remember.
Yeah, I don't really know.
That's
I'm busy, man.
We'll talk about it when it's in season.
I just
Yeah,
met
yeah.
Mrs. Everly.
I
We'll
was
be right
watching-
back. Real
Well,
life podcast. Hey, wait,
Are we
whoa, hey,
going to a break?
we got to. He's got his
jeez.
fingers in the
God,
air.
We've just been not talking about hockey, but
Jared,
talking
can you
about
edit all
hockey.
this out so we sound like we went to a break?
When I started this, you guys told me this was the real life, and it wasn't always going to be about hockey.
No, I know.
Now you are trying to
But
change
there's-
stuff on me.
Well, there's some shit when you. Well, I guess we talked about it. Was the yes. I wanted to continue on the conversation about Yessi and Lucic.
Do you think we're recording right now?
Yeah, these aren't plugged
No.
into anything.
No, you don't?
What do you mean?
Well, I think we're still going. Like this is the show.
No, I thought I said we were going to a break.
But then we didn't because we kept talking. You know what? Jared, keep us all in.
All right,
This
the
is
show
a
within the
bonus
show.
track. We'll be back. Real life podcast. Back after this.
SumoJerky.com. You've been through the gas station. You've seen all the flavors, teriyaki, black pepper, maybe extra hot, sweet chili. That's about as exotic as it gets. But if you subscribe to Sumo Jerky at SumoJerky.com, check them out online, enter your preferences. They source out the finest small batch handcrafted maw and paw jerky from all over the world. They have all your favorite flavors, but it's high quality handcrafted versions of your favorite flavors, and they get exotic as well. Exotic jerky from exotic animals, or play it straight and stick with beef. Enter your preferences at SumoJerky.com. It shows up once a month. Deliver it as a gift if you like. Have it sent to your work for a little pick-me-up during the day. SumoJerky.com. Follow them on Instagram at SumoJerky for pictures of their meat, or sign up for the service yourself. SumoJerky.com. Once a month, meat delivered right to your door. It's the home delivery service you didn't realize you need until it started showing up. My favorite day of the month is Sumo Jerky Delivery Day. SumoJerky.com to get started.
Real life podcast. Trade deadline day.
We're covering it tip to tip.
Tip to toe. Chalmers,
yeah.
what do you got in your list? I know you got some things on there that
Well,
you
I'm gonna
saved.
save a couple of them for my best and worst.
If you're gonna fall for the Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper fake showmance,
No.
I'm gonna crush your dreams.
No, I want to talk about how I don't want to be anybody in the world less than I want to be Irina Shayk, who is Bradley Cooper's girlfriend. She has to sit in the middle of all of this.
Oh, she had to witness
She
an
has to,
emotional affair
like,
go down.
there's-
Fake or real?
You would think that they wouldn't have that moment behind closed doors. I think we've all had where we go like, am I being played here? Am I the idiot here? But like, she sat in between. Like, I don't know. It's just getting super weird because everybody is buying into the fact that these two are straight up just like madly in love.
Fake.
Oh, yeah.
No, I know
Fake
it's
news.
fake. They're actors. I get
think
that.
Irina-
Very good actors because they are selling it
I think
hard.
Irina
Okay,
Shakira is
so-
also
so
fake. I
here's-
think she's paid to attend.
Irina
event-
Shayk, she's an SI swimsuit
No,
model.
no. She's very real. I think the relationship is fake. I think she's paid to attend events and be in photographs with Bradley Cooper.
So her and Bradley Cooper, Irina Shayk and Bradley Cooper is fake.
Fake. And Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper's fake too.
Yeah.
I bet you Bradley Cooper's got 1,500 girlfriends. He pays a supermodel to go to events with him. He's got to sell this with Lady Gaga.
Okay, well,
the
I
whole
don't,
thing's fake.
I don't believe being in the position that this Irina Shayk is in is a very good position at all. She has to sit there and made to look to people like unlike you who just think it's fake and don't care. There's a lot of people out there that are just looking at her like, what an idiot. Like, this girl's getting played. And I just feel bad for the girl. She's probably...
Girl, you're getting played.
She's like, you're making me look like shit. Stop being so real about it. You guys have to look in each other's... Anyways, it just made me all uncomfortable. Their whole thing just makes me uncomfortable. That song is awful. He's not even like... I know guys that sing
Old
better
Man Yells at
in our
Cloud. The
in
song
our
I think
hockey.
is nice.
You
The
do?
song is nice.
I like the song.
Oh, you've gone soft.
The song is awful. And the movie I've heard is awful. I refuse to see it.
You refuse to see it.
Refuse to see it. I will
Because
not
you're
see that
feel
movie.
for Irina.
No, this had nothing to do with
It's
that.
deep-rooted.
This had to do with the fact that this is the 4th time in the history that this movie's been made.
It's country strong.
Yeah, Country Strong.
I don't know.
It's always called A Star Is Born.
Oh.
Yeah.
Except
This
for the
is
one
like-
time it was called Star Wars Episode 7, A New Hope.
And then they're like
Egg milk, anything?
There's been 4 times there's been a movie called
3
3.
or 4. I think this is the 4th adaptation
A
of it.
Star is Born. Oh.
Somebody with data, can you look that up?
So will you not go to King Kong then because you're sick of how many King Kongs there's been?
No, because nobody said, you know what, we're going to find some guy that's going to play King Kong. And I mean, I don't relate to Bradley Cooper, but like, yeah, the guy's got a passable voice, but everybody's making him off like he's like the next fucking great musician that's ever going to come out and play. Like, it's just too much.
I think the thing that's interesting is you can be average next to Lady Gaga while she sings that well, and you look a lot better.
Yeah.
So
It's
do you
Ty Ratty
think,
and Connor McDavid.
So if you were to put Lady Gaga on a list, a hierarchy of female singers, you would put her up close to the top.
100%.
She wails in that song.
Dude, she is a fucking talent, man.
Yeah, she
Oh,
wails.
God. Okay, I don't know.
Like,
have
I just
different
watched
views
the
on
Whitney-
this. I think she's like Madonna, where she like made
No,
it big.
she plays
was a
instruments and
passable-
she's got pipes.
She's gotten better. She doesn't have pipes. Christina Aguilera has pipes. Whitney Houston has pipes. Jennifer Hudson has pipes.
Lady Gaga has
Lady
pipes.
Gaga
Lady Gaga
has
screams.
pipes.
Jared,
Lady
let's call this
Gaga
one
can
Lady
wail.
Gaga has pipes.
Lady Gaga has pipes
this is
and
a-
she
this
can
is-
play instruments. She's Alicia
This
Keys.
is a 4-1. What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Is this 4-1
Yeah.
for against me
And
right
Bradley Cooper is Pavarotti.
now? Okay, well now you're just
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper
Man,
is a
Lady
much
Gaga
less
is a
Eddie Vedder.
talent.
Yeah,
Well,
Lady Gaga can wail.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Edge of
You
Glory?
Oh, man. Like,
I went to a Lady Gaga concert, and all I could think of the whole time was like, she better have a good show. She better be crazy. She better be polarizing, because if she wasn't, this girl right here wouldn't even have made it to 4th place on American Idol in
Oh my
2010.
God.
Wow.
I don't know what you guys are listening to. but
jeez. I would
fooled.
take Lady
Bad
Gaga.
Romance? Paparazzi?
Oh, God. Just
It goes
her
on and on,
piano
Wanye.
playing whatever the fuck she wants, I would take over most anyone.
Yeah, I agree.
In that
She
genre.
wails.
I feel bad for you. You're missing out on some really good singers if you
Oh,
would take
wow.
her over anyone.
I never thought I'd have to come to Lady Gaga's defense as much as
I never
this
thought
ever
that
in
I'd
my
be in a
life.
room
I didn't
for
think she
people who
needed
are
it.
tone deaf, clearly.
Holy cow.
Anyways, so that's why I won't see the movie. And I won't, anytime if that song's on, I just
Chalmers
never go
hates
back to
Lady
that radio
Gaga.
station. Yeah. I don't hate, listen, good for her. She just has a bad voice and I don't want to hear it. Well, and I don't think anybody should be, I don't think we should be giving her awards. Like, I'm glad he didn't win the best actor. Because, like, the fact that,
I'm
and then
not
there's
saying that
Rami
they should have
Malek
won
win, is
awards
it?
for acting. I haven't seen the movie. I'm just saying we're talking about Lady Gaga being like you're
The whole thing bugs me. The whole thing. Okay? The fact that it's a movie that's happened a bunch of times, and then if they put these 2 stars that I don't like, that, and make them seem like they're fucking Dolly Parton.
But there's so many movies that have happened that are the same story with just different
Do
characters.
you know how the actual
Yeah,
story
but those
plays out,
ones
though,
aren't-
Chalmers? Like, do you know what happens in the movie?
Booze, one sucks, one's good. I don't know. No, I don't care.
Listen, if you're gonna
I've
watch,
never seen it, so don't ruin it
if you're
for
gonna
me.
watch this movie, you have to plug your ears. And I want to tell
Oh,
Chalmers,
fuck, I'm gonna
listeners,
watch it.
if you don't
Take
want to
your headphones
know,
off.
if you don't want to know how A Star Is Born, Bradley Cooper dies at the end.
Yeah, I heard. and I'm glad. It's the best part of the movie, probably.
Not yet.
What?
Blows his head off.
Really?
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh, no way.
I think I heard something.
Come back in, Jay. Come back.
I think I heard some whispers.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. Trust me, Jay, you're gonna love that part.
Yeah, it's going to be a great ending.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Anyway, so
You should
yeah.
watch it. If you
Oh,
like,
I want to watch it.
you should.
So you watched it?
I've read the book.
Oh my god.
I think it was
I came
in
to the
school.
wrong room
No,
to
it was
bash
in
this
school.
time.
I read it
Wow,
in.
you do not bring any anti-Lady Gaga shit into
See,
this.
No, I
So-
took it in
so
a
wait,
fiction
but-
class, Chalmers. It's such a good book that it was like it was in a curriculum. I had to read it.
Yeah. What year was that book written?
30s.
Yeah. So this is my thing. Yes, there's obviously been recreations of movies. That's great. But they don't take all these different aspects where like they're trying to win Grammys and Oscars and this person.
So you're
and
not
this
going to
person.
see the reboot of Lion King?
What does that? What do you mean?
Well, it's
Or
the
Aladdin?
same story. They're just changing it
Aladdin
Is
too.
it
in
gonna
terms
be a-
of like who's playing who.
Okay, so hold on. Are we? Because I didn't know that. But is this a cartoon?
No, it's real life, just
And
like
it's-
Jungle Book.
Yeah.
Did you like Jungle Book?
The newest Jungle Book?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
I think it's called Mowgli.
Oh,
I believe.
so is this like CGI animals?
No. Yeah. They look real. Everything looks real.
They're also doing Aladdin Chalmers.
Yes.
These have nothing to do with The Stars Born.
Everything to do with it.
They're all
I know it.
remakes of former movies.
I don't mind that it's a remake of a fine. That's not what that.
But it's
bugged
one
me.
of your issues.
It is one of my issues. It's one of about 5 issues.
But like,
that
what
make
are the
it
other
to
ones?
me-
That Irina Shakir is being disrespected by Lady Gaga's fans?
No. Number one, Bradley Cooper. They're making him out to be like he's the savior of pop, of like that he's got the greatest voice and nobody knew it, and that he's just an amazing actor, and that he. Yeah, and then the love story with him and Lady Gaga, that's absolutely fake in my opinion.
Yes, it
and
is
they just
fake.
keep playing it up. And then the fact that she is a subpar singer at best in the world of women singers.
Denied.
God.
Okay,
Two things.
Those
You've got-
things.
Yeah, those are legit.
Those are like 4 things.
You're
those
entitled
have-
to your opinion.
But those have nothing to do with the reboot
It's a
of
wild
Jungle
opinion,
Book.
by the
I
way.
understand now,
Yes.
like where you're
so
beefing.
that, and then it being crammed down my throat, and then the song being on the radio every 5 seconds. It's all just, it's like that thing where you just keep seeing it and it just keeps getting you more and more irritated.
Like when you were sliding towards Connor McDavid and about to clip him.
Yes. And people that like, yeah. Yeah.
I think I backed him into a corner, boys. Do you
Oh,
want to
well, that-
finish him
if-
off, Jay?
no,
Well, I'm trying to just,
it's if anything, this has been great
how about we do
entertainment
this?
to listen
How about
to.
we
I'm
do this?
sure of it.
I'll watch the movie this week and I will come back next week and I will review it for you.
How can I watch it? Do we have to go like on a date to
Let's
go
go watch
this?
it together. Let's watch it
Oh.
together. Are you going to the comedy thing tonight? Let's go watch it afterwards.
Can't because we're hosting trivia tonight at the Canadian Brew House.
Oh, very
Come see
nice.
Coombe asks us
Oh,
crazy
Coombs
questions.
trivia. Yeah, yeah.
Good plug. Although by the time it comes out, it'll
Yeah. So last night it was Coombs trivia. Fuck.
And the-
Shocker.
and the
It was
Oscars.
amazing.
Sorry.
Wow. Okay. So Chalmers hates Lady Gaga, and we all agree that she has pipes minus Chris Chalmers. Okay.
Yep.
I get it. Okay, that's good.
I mean,
So-
go. Sorry.
Well, I feel no. It's good. I think we need to move on a bit back and talk about the others just a little bit.
Well, we only got a few minutes. We
I
gotta
know,
do
which
best
is-
and worst.
Well, let's just then.
No,
Why don't
well,
we
there's-
talk about the McDavid suspension and how
Yeah. Let's talk about that, and then let's talk about the elbow
nurse?
on nurse.
Yes.
Suspension happened. What was it like on Thursday or something? So this is kind of late. But
Yes.
what do we think around the table? Do we agree? with
I
all
thought,
this?
here's what I thought, because I wrote about it on Friday morning, waiting for the hearing. I thought maybe a fine. I could understand a game because they're going to make an example and they don't care that it's Connor. He's going to get a game is a game is a game. Okay. 2 games is too heavy. Full stop. Lady Gaga has excellent pipes. Full stop.
No.
Yeah, drop the mic, man.
I disagree with you on both of those things.
You think he should have got more?
No, I think he should have got 1, and I agreed with 1. 2 was too much. And I think that anybody that's been in a position where they play hockey, Connor McDavid has like 4 hits a year. I don't know if that's an accurate stat, but I'm pretty sure it's close. And I'm pretty sure that Lady Gaga is the 107th best women's singer out of 109.
Quickly, name
That is
all
also a stat.
106 people ahead of her. Go.
Jennifer Hudson, Christina Aguilera, Whitney Houston. I'm not going to do
Fake,
that.
not real.
Okay,
CGI.
So anybody that's played hockey knows, and especially for a guy that doesn't hit very much, that when you do shit like he did there, you have a choice and it's split second. Yes, it's fast, but they're used to thinking fast. And he raised his shoulder. Like, let's just call it what it is. He didn't have to. He could have hit him into his chest, but he raised his shoulder up and went for the head. I believe because he's frustrated. And that's what players do when they're frustrated. And like to think that a guy like him, to think that he didn't know that he was doing it, or if that's any type of, like when he came out afterwards and he was like, well, I don't know, I'm not a dirty player. I didn't really mean to have that happen. Like, I don't know. Players are cerebral out there unless they're mad red, and he wasn't.
So Chalmers doesn't like Connor McDavid.
I
or
love
Lady
him.
Gaga.
I love him. I wish he would have come out and said, you know what, I'm frustrated. In a moment where I had a choice to make a split second decision, I picked the wrong one.
Well,
And I should sit for it.
My take is Connor McDavid is the Lady Gaga of hockey players,
That is such disrespect to
which
Connor
is making
McDavid.
him putting him as the ultimate untouchable number 1.
Do you know who Lady Gaga?
I think
Lady Gaga is the clutterbuck of the league.
Oh fuck! Wow.
Good in a pinch.
No, clutterbuck.
Serviceable.
How dare you? Like I'm
Unbelievable.
like Lady Gaga's gonna hear this, and you're fucked.
Little
Sorry,
Monster's
man.
gonna
You're
come
in so much trouble.
Yeah, Little Monster's
Whatever.
gonna come for you, bro.
Yeah. The monsters, they attack.
Okay.
You think Oilers Twitter is a weird place? Anyways, so you're right. You're right. I think he saw what was happening, but also if you watch the play, Letty kind of moves his head into that position at the same time while that's kind of happening. And yeah, he brought his shoulder up, but it wasn't an elbow. I just think, was it a headshot? Yes. They want to get that out of the game. Okay, cool. 2 games, too excessive. I don't know why they're trying to use. I think it's like they want to flex to be like, well, we don't, we treat everyone the same, especially like, we don't give stars a pass, and they use that as an opportunity to kind of flex. I think 2 games was way too excessive. I thought it was just going to be a fine. I was shocked there was even like a suspension. So, anyways,
I also think that Nick Leddy was shooting at the time, which
he
brought his head down
put
lower.
his head in that position. Same with fucking Oscar Sundqvist, where fucking Tom Wilson, it blew him up. And granted, it was preseason, but Sundqvist once again cuts to the middle, and then makes a pass or a shot and romances it and puts his head in a position, knowing if he doesn't know Tom Wilson's coming, he's an idiot and shouldn't play in the NHL. But knowing that he's coming and allowed himself for that to happen. 2 kind of apples to oranges there, but yeah, Letty put himself in that position. Connor probably could have held up a bit, but I think that head contact was going to happen, so they have to do something. So I just don't agree with 2 games.
I also think when they review it frame by frame in slow motion, that makes things look a lot worse than it is.
And that's a segue to the Nurse elbow.
Wait, don't I get to say what I think about Connor's suspension?
Yeah. What do you think?
Okay, one time in this weekend, I got really into Russian prison documentaries on YouTube. And they were interviewing this guy in like a Ukrainian prison that they'd let all the prisoners out when the Civil War kicked off a few years back and only kept the real G's back in. That they're like, we cannot let this one out under any circumstances. That's a Ukrainian accent.
It was good.
And they like interviewed this dude about how to get ahead in Russian prison. Any prison in the world. This guy was like, I've been in jails my whole life. Yeah. And he like did this like soliloquy where he's like, every now and again, you have to make a spectacle of violence to let everybody in the prison know you're not to be fucked with.
I see.
I think that's what Connor did. I think Connor every now and again has to go out and clip somebody. Now, a headshot's bad, and I think he was shooting and moving. But I think every now and again, if the NHL isn't going to protect Connor, and Lucic and Cassian and everybody that were brought in, I saw the one night Lucic skated right by after Connor got dumped in his ass and didn't do anything. I think it's good every now and again Connor takes things into his own hands, because the next time someone in a half-abandoned Ukrainian prison is looking to fight you in the chow line, remember last time when he watched you beat another guy up with a tray from the same chow line.
That's exactly like what happened in 1997's Face Off when John Travolta gets Nick Cage's face and he's in jail as Castor Troy. First thing he does, picks a fight in the lunch line.
I've never seen that movie either.
I'm just confirming Wanye's point. Is all.
But Connor Moté in his own hands in the playoffs against San Jose. I think the Oilers were behind and Connor blew that guy up open ice.
Yeah.
And we ended up winning the game.
Yeah. And you got it sometimes.
For the record, also, Chalmers, Connor on record with 24 hits so far in 2018-19.
What does this show all the Oilers there, or do you just have Connor?
I just have Connor up right now.
I'm just wondering what that would be on the team. If that's high or
We'll
low.
pull up Lucic's hit stats because it's always top 5 in the league for hits.
So anyways, I don't yes, he should, but if you're telling me that the smartest hockey player that we've both seen in a long, long, long time,
Probably ever,
goes through the middle to a guy that's about to take a shot, and he knew what he was doing.
Well,
and I like I said,
he knew what he was doing, man. Ukrainian prison rules.
2 games, Ukrainian prison rules. He knew exactly what he was doing. And 2 games was too much. 1 game was almost a guarantee.
It's okay, man. If the warden comes and throws you in the hole for a few weeks after you beat the guy up in the abandoned Ukrainian prison cafeteria, whatever. When you get out of the hole, people know you're tough.
And did it make room for Josh Curry, or was he already coming up?
He was already up. He was already up.
Well,
Malone-
that's the thing.
Malone
That's
was the
been a
one
real
sitting.
bright spot there,
Yeah.
just watching him.
Well, and that's the whole thing. Like that game against Anaheim was special. You had Curry score, which got all of us excited, and Gagner scored.
And you see how fired up they were?
Oh, I know. I just felt a different energy.
Gagne said on After Hours he wants to retire an Oiler.
I know, and then he says that, and once again, I'm feeling the tingles again.
This is how Eric Belanger got to you.
I know.
But this is also how you guys, I don't know who it was that mentioned it, but they're like, oh, we're all going to get just sucked right into this. Keith Gretzky's going to make some a couple moves that look really, really good on paper. And we're going to be like, he's a savior. And give him a long-term job.
Keith Gretzky re-signs Jordan Eberle to an appropriate deal to be a second line forward.
And
I'm behind this regime. He's one signing away.
What do you think, Bagged Milk? What do you think of Keith Gretzky? And what do you think? Do you think that's a possibility? People
shouldn't.
No,
I mean, I think it could be a possibility. Sure, you always have to look within to see if you got a guy right under your nose that could do the job. But I also think the Oilers should at least dip their toe in Craigslist, the absolute minimum, to find somebody else.
Yeah.
As a buddy, can I lean on you though? If he signs Eberle, get on board with me on this.
Yeah,
okay,
man.
Cool. Thanks, man. That's cool.
Of course.
Okay, Keith, you got 2 allies waiting for you.
Yeah, right now. Well, he's convincing everybody that he's a good GM right now. The way that Bradley Cooper convinced everybody that he was a really great top-notch
So
male
is he
singer.
Bradley Cooper or is he Lady Gaga? That's
he's
the
Bradley
ultimate
Cooper
question.
right now. Kind of don't know how he got the job.
We don't know. Is he the real deal or is he just kind of, released a song that tricks us into thinking he's got an amazing voice?
Exactly.
To answer your question from before, Jay, Milan Lucic has 211 hits on the season.
Yeah, slight difference, but that's fine. One's paid to hit and one's paid to score.
I don't expect. Honestly, I thought 24 was really, really high, and that's why when a guy goes for a hit like that, he's probably
hits.
Frustrated.
The problem, of course, is if you look at number of hits, you can only hit a guy when you don't have the puck. Connor always has the puck.
That's exactly true.
He ain't hitting nobody.
True. He's getting hit. He's probably been hit 5 million times this year. Bald 5 million
So,
times.
JR, what were you going to say about the nurse hit?
No, just hold on.
We can't do that?
No, we can't. We got no time. Don Cherry, Ron McLean, Coach's Corner.
This is
we got no time, Don.
Okay.
Best and worst. We got to hit them shits out of the park. Jared already put his finger in the air, telling me 3 minutes. And then he looked me dead in the eye and mouthed best and worst in a menacing way.
Okay. Well, I'm going to work in the elbow in my best and worst.
So am I. So am I.
All right, I'll go first. What do you want to hear? The worst? The best? Chalmers? Call it.
Worst.
It's just fucking bunk trade deadline.
No, because
day.
then we'll leave it. Okay.
What
Sorry,
on
getting
earth do the Oilers think they're doing that is so important that we don't participate in trade deadline day? Yes, we've been the most active team in the league in the trading department this year. Probably now Winnipeg jumped them though.
Yeah, there's another trade Winnipeg announced with the Blue Jackets for Alex Broadhurst. I don't know what that is, so
fake news. Yeah. But I think that I like the point you made, Jay, resonates. It maybe takes a Gretzky to fix this.
Yeah.
And Keith Gretzky, for all we know, even though he was the Oilers capologist, which kind of pisses me off because we're in cap hell, I've got no reason to think he can't do the job. I just think that there should be a proper exhaustive
supporting
search,
cast, yeah.
like when we all looked for Jimmy Hoffa.
He is Bradley Cooper, and we need to get our Lady Gaga GM.
Yeah. So that's my worst of the week. The bunk trade deadline day. Boo! Although I'm still cautiously optimistic Jordan Eberle will be re-signed.
I'm going to go ahead and add to that as well. My worst of the week is that they had expiring contracts today, like Alex Chiasson, Alex Petrovic, and they did nothing. And Keith Gretzky had some very weak answers in terms of why. He said for a guy like Petrovic, he just didn't want to give him up. He didn't want to give him up for what was coming in. Well, let me tell you something, Keith. What was coming in is better than letting him walk for nothing in July. So you failed there, sir. Failed there.
Agree.
We'll see. Maybe we'll extend Petrovic for maybe a 5x5.
Oh, good. Why not?
At 5?
At 5.
5 p.m. today, 5x5?
Yeah.
No move.
On July 5th.
Why not?
Chalmers, worst of the week. You're mad about something.
My worst of the week is that I am mad that a 70-year-old billionaire can't figure out how to get some action on the side without going to a strip mall rub and tug and getting arrested for it.
Is that where you went?
So you're talking about...
Yeah, unbelievable. In Jupiter,
you're talking about...
Robert Kraft.
Oh, of course.
And
yeah.
as of 2 hours ago, Robert Kraft was formally charged on 2 counts of first-degree solicitation of prostitution in Jupiter, Florida, at what could be described as the Manhattan's Men's Club on 118th.
The Perkins,
like,
if you will.
You're a billionaire, man. We all have needs. We get it. You have a lot at your disposal to fulfill those. And You did
So your
this.
issue
It's the
isn't that
stupidest
he's
thing I've ever heard.
soliciting prostitution. He's just not spending enough money.
My problem. Yeah, I guess it is. No, see, my problem was yes. So my real problem lies in human trafficking, but we don't have time for that. So no, it's shitty all the way around.
It's
just
not
stupid.
It's not a laughing matter. I
No,
feel
it's not at
like
all.
you said, when they're describing the conditions these poor women live in.
Yep,
I
it's
think
unbelievable.
Oh, is this exposed a big thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's
I'm
the whole
kinda tone deaf
the whole
to this,
thing was
sorry.
the whole thing was like a 2-year human trafficking ring that they were trying to get rid of.
And the ladies who
And-
worked there came to the sorry to interrupt you,
No,
Chalmers,
go ahead.
came to the country thinking they were going to have legitimate work.
Yes.
And then their passports were held.
Yeah.
And then they were forced to live in the rub and tug. And they were forced to a lot of awful shit.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
So that is that's probably what everybody at every rub and tug is going through.
Pretty much. And
So when you're
it's-
talking about illegal prostitution, I know we don't have time to be talking about legalizing prostitution, but one time I had a very long conversation with a gangster in Amsterdam about legalized prostitution, and I came away thinking that it is the right move.
Really?
Well, it's the oldest profession.
Yeah.
And if you legalize it like the Netherlands did, you remove criminal elements from being able to force people to live in a rub and tug,
I can buy that.
right? And if these people are having their passports held, the minute the crime syndicate's in charge of something or any criminals, they will take criminal advantage of people involved in the transaction. The minute it goes legit, like weed going legal, now there's chemists and fucking growing containers and multi-billion-dollar companies as a result. Not that you should have a Walmart of prostitution.
No.
But this guy was just saying, he's like, there's like a degree of like human nature for prostitution. I've never been to a prostitute myself. I don't know. But you're never going to get rid of it. So why not make sure that it's illegal to mistreat the sex workers? That's what that guy told me.
Yeah.
So
So
he had a giant Illuminati tattoo in his hand, Chalmers.
Ooh, he's plugged
that's
in.
scary. So to sum it up, yes, prostitution in general, 70-year-old billionaires doing it, whole thing, bad.
Yeah. Bad
Worst of
look
the
for
week.
the Pats. Bad look for a lot of humanity, I guess.
They're in this day and age. Didn't Jerry Jones get caught in a weird sitch a little while ago? A bunch of photos of the weirdo.
They've either
I think it was a party
either
bus.
didn't happen
Something to
or
do with
they've
a
done a
party
very
bus.
good job sweeping under the rug because I don't know.
What's amazing to me is that Robert Kraft couldn't get this covered up.
Yeah. Well, it's the new world we live in though. Like these people
This-
get in trouble.
Yeah, I'm agreeing.
And
Like
that's-
the world is
that's-
becoming a lot more progressive.
Yeah, like that's the fantastic thing.
If you think Robert Kraft is the first NFL owner to go to a rub and tug in Jupiter, Florida, Chalmers, you were probably wrong. He's the first one to get busted.
Mm-hmm.
Does this impact the Patriots? His
Oh,
arrest?
if the
Good,
NFL,
that's a tough one.
if the NFL
Dark
does,
clouds
they're
are
going to
an
do
interesting
something with
thing.
him, and if they start taking draft picks away, which they've been known to do for stuff like this, yeah, I don't know how it's going to affect them.
Dark
to be
clouds
honest.
are an interesting thing.
Yeah.
They have impact. It's the woo.
The NFL is just not going.
He's
through a
the
good
he's the rock star owner of the league right now. He's
Yeah, was.
stage. The new Jerry Jones, effectively.
yeah. Well, yeah, he was the new
Yeah.
Jerry Jones. He's the most powerful man
He's
in the
winning.
NFL.
That's why. He's,
Yeah, and so
All
Jay?
right. My worst of the week is around the subject of the Nelbo and Darnell Nurse. I think everyone took a very weird angle and take on this because it was not the same as Connor's head. It was not a headshot. It was no different than like a face wash or a little jersey punch. Granted, when you break it frame by frame, it looks like he took his head off, but that was not the case. Now, the issue I have with it is just everyone's reaction to that. It wasn't a good look, I think, for hockey fans and Oilers fans alike. And where I take everyone's side is like Perry is a pest, and Perry didn't answer the bell when Darnell kind of gave him a little shove to kind of hold him accountable for what he did. So fuck you, Corey Perry. And I also now I'm going to morph this into my best of the week, and then you guys can do yours. Is my best of the week was the resolve that Darnell Nurse showed by not snapping and taking a penalty at an absolutely crucial point in the game.
So can I do my best real quick then? My best is because it's his quote. Do you remember his quote right afterwards?
Hit me with it.
His tweet was on Darnell Nurse on the lack of suspension for Ducks Corey Perry. He says, this game happens fast. It was high and a little dirty. I'm sure I've done something along those lines before, so it's hard for me to point the finger right now. So I kind of respect him just saying, hey.
Didn't he say he'll get him?
Oh, he'll get him.
Yeah.
I don't know if he said I'll get him.
Yeah, well, that'd be
Wasn't in
Daryl.
that-
That's
wasn't
the
in
way
that
to do it.
Yeah. So
Dish it and take it.
I like the way I just like Darnell Nurse, man.
He's really grown on me this year.
Yep.
My best of the week goes to Bad Romance from Lady Gaga's 2009 album, The Fame Monster. Hot track. Go out and download that one today. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to have a great time.
Strength of the vocals particularly stand out.
Na.
My best of the week. I'm going to shout out the loyal real life listener Danger Suede on Instagram. My boy Danger Suede reaches out to me in the DMs and goes, "Hey, heard you talking about the restaurant you guys are going to be opening. I just wanted to give you my take on the industry." Doesn't have an avatar, has never Instagrammed a photo in his life, and proceeded to have like an hour-long conversation with me about some very prescient takes on where the Edmonton restaurant scene is at. And it was very interesting, and I appreciate that he would take the time.
Positive?
Very positive.
Excellent.
He's been in the industry his entire career, and just the state of how, before we were all eating in Moxies and chain restaurants and independent spaces are starting to come out. And it was a very interesting perspective to get from a guy. So my boy Danger Suede, I don't know why you don't have an avatar. At first, when you reached out, I thought you were some sort of Russian troll account looking to get my credit card number.
Was he the egg?
Yeah, he's the egg. But a good man. So I assume he's a man. Thank you, Danger Suede.
I'm an egg still.
Chalmers.
You should have
Some
a
of us just
Bradley
don't
Cooper
care not to
featuring
be an
Lady
egg.
Gaga avatar.
Best of the week. Moving along.
I'm done. Mine was Darnell Nurse quote.
We're all done.
What was your best?
Darnell not
Oh, his
snapping.
resolve.
Oh shit, this is ending on a down note. Jared, thumbs up.
And Oilers won the last two, and they're going on a run. Play me out, Jared. Let's go, Oilers. Let's go, Oilers.